To ORL Round 3 Tier 1 here and the Spanish Grand Prix. Very excited to be back here once again, and I'm in game chat, so I'm going to fix that quite quickly. There we go. Apologies for that. We should have had 18 drivers, but it appears a couple of people have lagged out, so hopefully we'll be able to fix that shortly. But yeah, for the first time this season, I'm your host, JMan075. Great to be back in the comms box for the first time for what is a very exciting season of RL. As I am commentating by myself here, I'm just going to have to manage the invites at the same time as we get this qualifying session underway here. Drivers already out on track. But yeah, welcome along. It's good to have a stream back as well for this race. We can see already 8 viewers, which is lovely to see everyone tuning in to get a piece of the action. And we will be sending more invites. There we go. All right, so it should be all set now. 18 drivers. Hopefully we will get a full grid in by the end of qualifying, but this is what we got for now. And the Spanish Grand Prix is set to go now as we have a look as the championship leader, Mahavir, is making his way around the track for the first time. And most of the drivers coming out for their first runs. We won't look at Mahavir to start with. We'll have a look at Glow Sticks in the Ferrari here, who is kicking it off while I rattle off a few of the championship standings just to give ourselves a bit of a exciting context towards what we're seeing on your screens here. As we look at the Tier 1 drivers' standings, it's Mahavir who's leading the way after a very solid showing last week, a P2, just behind Gregory Prisball, who reserved last week and got the win very impressively. And it was last to first as well from Gregory Prisball. He is the number 1 driver in the region at the moment, so no surprises that he was able to take that one. But Mahavir leading the way on 31 points in the championship. Gregory Prisball is second on 26, although I doubt we'll be seeing much more of him for the rest of this season. And then Oscar Piastri, GOAT, who took a win in the first race of the season, but unfortunately hasn't been seen since. So hopefully we can get him back on the track soon. But he is 100% win record when he has raced, as Glow Sticks there had a big snap out of the final corner, which is going to cost him quite a bit of time here as he crosses the line. And that is the first lap, quickly knocked off by Mickey with a 1:12.3. And Mickey with a very sluggish start to this season, as Mahavir also takes the fastest lap off Mickey. Mickey, no points to start the season, so he'll be looking to open his account this afternoon for the Mercedes team who he drove with last season and had some great success with down in Tier 2. Unfortunately, just missed out in a championship, but he was fighting all the way to the end. So looking really solid as we now watch H. Mewburn reserving the V-Carb once again for the second week running. Pretty consistent driver, this man, over the seasons, and he's set a pretty decent time there for 1:12.7. Zonic's invalidated, Danger invalidated, but PS Bomber has not. Go on board with him. Nice little final corner there, crossing the line. Decent run there, so 1:12.8 to put him down, to put him in P6. And Broadstar's just running the inters there. Not sure what that's all about. But yeah, we'll continue with the standings. The 2 Haas drivers behind Oscar Piastri, Clammy Kid and Grateful Dog. No Clammy Kid this afternoon, but there is Grateful Dog is up in P4 at the moment. Within striking distance, only 15 points behind. And also tied with him is Guga, who's having a decent start himself. 2 6th places in the first 2 races, so pretty consistent. He's got some good pace about him as well, so exciting to see what he can do. And then Keithy as well, who has had a slower start to what he'd be hoping for, but looking really solid as well. And the field's wide open here today as well. Ari Wedlock currently in P2 has showed some really good pace out there on the track, but just hasn't been able to convert it into those big results yet. He's got 10 points all up. And we look at the constructors' standings as well. Ferrari leading the way, largely thanks to the win of Oscar Piastri Goat as a reserve driver, which has really propelled them up the order. Haas have had probably the most consistent driver lineup, and they're in P2, 6 points behind. So a good chance for them to take the lead with a reserve in again for Ferrari. But Keithy will be hoping to have a say in that. And then it's Alpine, Williams, both not too far behind. And then there's a little bit of a gap before you get to the lower midfield. The likes of RB, Aston Martin, Sauber, and then right down towards the back, surprisingly, Mercedes and McLaren, two teams that were heavily fighting for the overall Constructors' Championship last year. So it's just interesting to see how much it's turned around just in the space of one season. The lineups are pretty similar. The team principles are the same, but it just hasn't worked out as well as they'd hoped, as Grateful Dog now sets the fastest lap and showing some very good pace early on, as Mikey is finally in, which is good. What team is he in? Sauber. Yep, so there we go. Should be all good. And make sure we've got 11 viewers in here, which is great to see. Drop in your predictions for the race. Honestly, I think Mahavir might be the favourite here again today, but you got the likes of Grateful Dog, Mickey, Ari Wedlock, Keithy, SNF Wolf as well, who's just pumped in a good lap time. So there's plenty of drivers that are capable of winning a race, even the likes of Zonix down there in P8 at the moment. It's actually been a pretty close start in this qualifying session as we watch Globdrip make his way through and towards the end of the lap here, but it looks like he's just warming up. No, he's going to the pits actually. So no lap set for Globtrip yet. And we'll have a look at Com United here in the Red Bull. We've got a bit of support in for Rhino in the Red Bull, which is good to see. He's a new driver in Season 7 ORL. And he'll be looking to notch up a good result here. As will many drivers. There's a very even field for a Tier 1, actually. We've got a couple of drivers who are pretty clear at the front, but that midfield pack is really good and really exciting to see. And one of the drivers is Com United, who is starting his lap now, making his way down the main straight. We're going to go on board with him into turn 1, a sweeping right-hander. It's a bit of an S here as he locks up on the way through. And he's taken it pretty cleanly, pretty conservatively. This is his banker lap. So just looking to clock in a decent time, as now through another right hander that goes nice and wide there, getting the best exit possible and braking into that downhill left-hander into the second sector. He's looking pretty decent at the moment. Here's Com United. And a little bit of a slide through there. Didn't look as clean as it could possibly be. And now to the second of the DRS zones, a short straight here before entering the final sector. It's a 51.4 so far, and is once again run a little bit wide there, taking it very slowly. Definitely not pushing to the absolute limit. So we'll see how we go here as Com United now flying to the line. As Danger sets the fastest lap of the session. Can Com United do anything about that? It's going to be a decent lap there into P12 right in the midfield. It's pretty solid from Com United to start. We'll be looking to improve. Zonix has asked, can Firestrike join? We are still waiting for Royal Duck and Mikey, so we should have a full grid. So we'll just put a hold on that for the moment. In the meantime, we'll have a look to see if any other drivers are kicking off. And Ari Wedlock looks like he just finished a lap, which has put him in P2 and split the Haas. So it's a Haas 1 and 3 at the moment. But Mahavir, the championship leader, will be looking to have a say in that. And here he goes now. DRS wide open. And drivers get out of his way. As we see, he's 1.3 tenths up on his lap time. And through the final sector, this looks like it could be a challenger here. Danger currently in the lead by 2/10 over Mahavir, so he's going to need a little bit more improvement. But this is looking really good here. Pushing to the limit, DRS to the line. And it is very easily for the Williams. Fastest lap by 2/10. That's very nicely done by Mahavir. Has Danger pulls into the pits. And Ari Wedlock and Grateful Dog is now starting a lap. So let's see what the Haas can do here. Exactly dead even on his time in the first sector. A little bit of a slide through there. But overall looking very comfortable in that car at the moment. And flying through very nicely at this stage. It'll be interesting to see if he can catch Mahavir. He's got a 3/10 stranglehold on pole position at the moment. And we know once Mahavir gets a good lead, it's going to be very hard to catch him. So the drivers will be looking to make the most of qualifying here. But unfortunately, this lap is not looking like the one for Grateful Dog. He's about a 10th down on his personal best. And there's a big slide. And I think that's going to render his lap over. And yes, he does pull into the pits. But he will give him another run. There's 6 minutes left in the session. And we are able to run the live timing as well this afternoon, which is good for me. Saves me a lot of work manually putting in the results after the race. It also gives me some good data on tyre wear and things of the like. So we'll be using that throughout the race today. Not really overly helpful in qualifying. We've got most of the data on the screen, so it's very handy to see. Let's have a look at Keithy now. As mentioned, not the greatest start to the season. I think he has backed off this lap, or either that or he's just warming up. Or maybe he's on a cooldown. It could be one of those options. We'll see if we can catch anyone on a lap here in these later stages of qualifying. And unfortunately there, Mikey wasn't able to get his car going, unfortunately. So I don't know who that is who's just joined. In the meantime, Broadstar setting his first proper lap, or warming up for one. So 5.5 minutes left. The leaders all in the pits, but a couple out there still trying to get an improvement. Let's have a look at Mickey now. Championship contender from last season. Looking to notch up his first points of the season here. And he's up a 10th and a half on his lap. But there's a spin for the Mercedes. And it all comes crashing down right towards the end of the lap for Rapid Mickey. And that hurts. That definitely hurts. It was looking very solid. Maybe even a second place lap he was on for there. But he's going to have to go back and re-strategize now. So Firestrike's joined. Alright, well if Raw Duck's not joining, then it looks like he's not, so he can take that seat. So that should be all good. So pretty much everyone's in the pits except for the two Red Bulls and Broadstar. Broadstar on a lap now. DRS is open. We'll see what he can do here. He hasn't set a realistic lap yet, so this is his first one. Up a fair way on his Delta. This should be in the lower midfield, it's looking like at the moment. Just looking to work his way up the order a little bit. He's currently last of all runners. And Broadstar now coming to the line, and it is going to be a 1:13.2, so P18, or P16, sorry, for Broadstar. Just gets ahead of Rhino, only just, who is now going to have a crack right back at him. And Glowstick's about to come out onto the track as well to try and take those positions back. Unfortunately, Firestrike, his car's retired, so don't think he's going to be able to jump back in that, which is a shame. But an interesting qualifying session. Looked like Rhino's pulled out of that one, or maybe just warming up. So Com United now in the meantime coming to the line. This is looking okay. It is good. It's top 10 for Com United there in the Red Bull. Red Bull's still yet to score a point this season. So this is a good chance for them now, Com United. We know he's got plenty of pace. It's just whether he can keep it going for an entire span of a race here. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. And now the leaders are coming out onto the track. This is where the main battle is. Who is going to take pole position here? Will Mahavir be able to hang on to it? Or will one of the challengers be able to take the champion down? As we come into the final 2 minutes, first to go is going to be Rapid Mickey. And after making a mistake on his last lap, he's going to be looking to make amends now as he swings into turn 1. He's got 4/10 to pole position as Broadstar retires in the pits. No improvement for his time there. He can't do any better than P16. As Mickey has a Red Bull right in his way. Hopefully that didn't slow him down too much. He's up a 10th, just over a 10th. It was a purple first sector. So Mickey is right in the game here. We know how good he is at qualifying. Can he continue that form all the way here into round 3? No, he's backed off. So maybe that Red Bull did impede him a bit. But thankfully he's going to have another chance. He will be frustrated by that if that is what caused him to pull out there. I believe it might have been Rhino that got in his way. Wedlock is also invalidated. What about SNF Wolf? Now the first of the front runners to go on his final run. This will be his last chance here. A slight improvement. He's going to need a little bit better than that throughout the rest of the lap. There's a a Williams that spun round there in the first sector. I believe it is Globdrip. He might have been on his lap there. SNF Wolf, though, needs at least a 10th to improve on his current position. But he was looking for a little bit more than that. Going to take the slipstream of the Red Bull there. Hopefully gets out of his way. Does. But just up on his time now is SNF Wolf. So he's going to need a mammoth last sector here. Taking it all the way through is the RB. And round that long right-hander. And just keeps the foot to the floor here now. And round the final quarter he goes. Just turns it in sharply. DRS open. Is there an improvement? It looks pretty decent, but no. No improvement for SNF Wolf. 7th is going to be the best he'll do. Let's have a look here to see Danger. The man who did have pole position previously is about matched himself through the first sector. And with 10 seconds left in qualifying, there's a Red Bull that's gone off. I believe that's Rhino. And no improvement prospects for him now, which is going to hurt. But here goes Danger now. He's very low on battery here as we enter the final sector. But he is up a 10th. He needs a little bit more than that. Can he find it? As JD Juicebox will be no better than 13th for the race. Here we go. Qualifying now finished. As Danger about to come to the line now. Can he do it? Mickey improves to 5th just in the 111s. But can Danger do it as he comes to the line now? It is... Oh, it's so close. It's under 100th of a second for Danger. Mahavir on a lap at the moment, but Wedlock has matched his time. Can he improve? He's got a long way to go, and he's got Grateful Dog just behind him as well, and that Mahavir is a little bit further behind on the track. Keith goes 3rd fastest, Guga 7th fastest, so the time's coming in thick and fast. Here we go. The kick Sauber of Ari Wedlock. Can he stick it on the front row? He crosses the line now. No, it's P4. What about Grateful Dog, though? He's improved. He's gotten ahead of Ari Wedlock. And Mahavir has got pole position. He hasn't even needed to set a last lap as he pulls out. Mahavir has pole position by the skin of his teeth. And what a result that is. Danger was right there next to him. But it is Mahavir who's just hung on. And the challenge was strong. But well done, Mahavir. Danger in P2. And then Keithy P3 with a great lap right at the last moment. And then Grateful Dog and Ari Wedlock 4th and 5th, who both had very decent sessions also. And Mickey P6, you just think what could have been there. He did have a mistake on an earlier lap and then was impeded on his other one, both of which he was improving on. So he might have been able to do a little bit better. And he will be frustrated, but a long race to go. He's in P6, and then Guga is in P7, which is it's a really good lap actually. And then SNF Wolf in P8. So there's qualifying done. And there's your top 10 there. So SNF Wolf, Globtrip and Coistra finish the top 10 out. And Com United just missed out on that top 10 place. Sonics and PS Bomber 13th and 14th in the McLarens. They'll be looking to improve a little bit from there. And very excited to see what happens in the race here. Can Mahavir convert that pole into a victory, or will someone else be able to rise up and get the job done? All right, well, here we go. And the race is now starting. Round 3 of ORL Tier 1. Mahavir leading the way, and we are underway for round 3. And it's a great start from the Williams there. Keithy with a great start as well, already putting pressure on Danger. And then the Haas of Grateful Dog having nowhere to go there. Around the outside goes Keithy into P2. He gets the job done. And Danger is trying to defend from his teammate now. Wedlock and Mickey are now wheel to wheel as well. But Wedlock gets away, and Mickey just has to back out of that one. And now under pressure from Guga on the inside. It's Guga versus Mickey wheel to wheel. Mickey sweeps around the outside. He spins and gets big damage from that as well. Guga is caught up in some trouble as well. He's down to P9, and all of a sudden, the timing screen is just absolutely flipped here for some reason, and it's Zonix who's up in P6 ahead of Coistra. So what a start for the McLarens there, P6 and P8, as I've got to invite Keithy back really quickly. He's not there. And yeah, what a start, as Mahavir already has 2 seconds clear, but look at this battle up front as Wedlock is now chasing after Danger, and Grateful Dog's just behind. He's gone off the track there, and here we go. The Sauber is making the move into P2, and he should be able to get that job done without DRS. Very nicely done there by Ari Wedlock, who gets himself into second position. Mickey is all the way down in P12. Guga has been able to recover a little bit after that incident, but Mickey looks like he's able to stay out and keep going, so not too much damage there, but Coistra has come into the pits on the first lap, I believe, to get a front wing changed. And we'll just have a look at the tyres now. And there you go, so most drivers on the mediums. Danger decided to start on the hards. That might have been what gave him a bit of a sluggish start. Keithy's down in 19th as well. Hopefully he can get back in as soon as possible. And yeah, so what a start for the McLarens there. P13 and P14 all the way up to P6, P7. As Grateful Dog now passes his fellow teammate. And it looked like Danger was not putting up too much of a fight there. So they're just going to keep this little train going. But Wedlock has dropped DRS to Grateful Dog. And he'll be looking to run away from them here and try and catch up to Mahavir. But yeah, Danger on the hards, Com United, Broadstar, Glowsticks, and Mikey on the softs. As Mickey now comes into the pit, so he is getting that front wing changed. And yeah, as we look at the position changes, Guga gets past PS Bomber there. So back up into 7th place where he started. He'll be happy to see that. Will Guga. And yeah, PS Bomber's still up 6 places. Com United's right in there as well. And a great start for Broadstar too, who's currently in P10. And Rhino up to 13th as well, followed by JD Juicebox and Glowstick. So a little bit of a trade forming towards the back there. And then Coistra and Mickey have both pitted. So a few drivers haven't had great starts. Mahavi has been able to avoid the issues so far. Down the inside, SNF Wolf has been able to get past Danger as well, who is struggling on those hard tyres to start the race and is just playing damage limitation at the moment. He's gone from P2 back down to P5. So the race pace might not be really there on the hard tyres. And now Zonix all of a sudden is all over the back of him. So the Haas got plenty of problems to worry about now. As Zonix putting in a very good lap time there and looking to gain his 8th position for the race. But doesn't look like he's got a lot of straight line speed there. Danger just pulling away in that straight line. But a bit of a train forming here, led by Grateful Dog, all the way down to Zonix, and then a little bit of a gap forms. But and then you've got Guga, PS Bomber, and Com United all fighting it out as well. And then Globdrip has got Broadstar for company as well, who's having a really good race, but just dropped a position to him there. And the soft tyres aren't going to be on for long, so Broadstar's got to really make the most of them here. HMU been looking for any opportunity as well to try and make his way through, but we're going to keep our eyes on this front pack for now, as the DRS is going to open up for Zonix. Any poor exit here could be costly. Guga now has a 3-second time penalty. That is definitely going to hurt as Globdrip is tumbling down the order. He's off onto the grass there, and now spinning around. That's definitely not the start that Globdrip wanted there. Down in P17. There's a bit of close action here between Jaded Juicebox and Glowsticks. And in the meantime, up front, there's plenty of position changes going on as Ari Wedlock hanging on to P2, but wheel to wheel goes Zonix and Danger, and Zonix trying to take P4 off the Haas series, got the inside line now, sweeps through, does the McLaren, and what a race Zonix is having at the moment. He's going to have a bit of work here to defend Danger here, but it looks like he's got the job done. But SNF Wolf is now having a go at Danger, going down the inside. Danger will have the outside line here. He's just got to hold it if he wants to keep the place, and he does brake late and try and hold the RB off, but he's going to run out of road here. And SNF Wolf with a very well-executed move to get himself into P5, and all of a sudden, he's right there with Zonix as Ari Wedlock and Grateful Dog have pulled away from this pack, and Guga has lost a place to Com United on those soft tyres, but this is still plenty of straight to go as Guga has picked up the DRS and takes that spot back. Very nicely done by the Aston Martin. Com United has gone down the inside though and is still there. PS Bomber waiting in the wings for an opportunity, and Guga just hangs on to it for now. But we're going to go to the main straight. There's going to be more action to come. The Red Bull might get the last laugh here as we go down the main straight. Plenty of action going on towards the front as well. I think SNF Wolf is shaping up for a pass on Zonix, but we're going to look at this for the moment as Com United goes to the outside. Guga defended the inside, but nothing he could do there, and sweeps around the outside, gets the job done, does Com United into P7, and Guga with that 3-second penalty will be hurting at this stage. But now, Mahavir with a 2.5 second gap. It's sort of stabilised there. He's just doing a bit of management as Ari Wedlock in the Saubers P2 and in a very solid position if he can hang on to it from here. We're on lap 6 already. The lap's absolutely flying by. And some improvements from everyone in the top 5 here. Zonix up 8 spots, but it was up 9, but SNF Wolf has just gotten past him in the meantime. And SNF Wolf up 4 spots. He started down in P8. And then Ari Wedlock, who's in P5 as well, having a cracking run at it. We'll go back to the tyre grid, though. Danger. We'll be hoping those hard tyres will fire up just shortly here. As we go to the main straight once again. Mahavir with a 3-second lead as it stands. And he'll be looking to continue to increase that. This is looking like a very easy pass for Grateful Dog. And the Haas has gotten through very nicely. And they'll be happy to continue exchanging places for the foreseeable future. As Zonix also gets the job done on SNF Wolf back into P4. Danger stalking behind. As Guga as well gets that pass. And PS Bombers, there's a yellow and there's a virtual safety car. I think there might be Globdrip, who's in the middle of the track there. Very slow. And no front wing either. So not the race Globdrip would have been hoping for. He's going to have to find his way back into the pits and get a front wing change. And he's going to have to do all that very quickly if he doesn't want to get lapped, because once you get lapped, It's pretty much a race over. As his teammate, it's a big Williams sandwich, the grid at the moment. And Mahavir is just trundling around the track under VSC. Will anyone go for an early pit stop? Hards might be able to do the job from here just about. As Globdrick now is going to come into the pits and picks up a speeding in the pit lane penalty. So he is going to retire. And really no prospect of points there for him. Mahavir does go into the pits. Is anyone going to follow him in? Yes. Grateful Dog is going to do it, as is Ari Wedlock. Zonix decides to stay out as Ari Wedlock picks up a 10-second penalty. That is really going to hurt, and now it's gone green. So has this pit stop actually hurt the guys that have come in, as SNF Wolf times that pass to perfection as Glowsticks picked up a drive-through penalty. So where is Mahavir going to come out now? Because this hasn't really helped him. He's actually behind Ari Wedlock. There's absolute mayhem going on here. I'm not sure how that's happened, but Mahavir has lost a place to Grateful Dog and Ari Wedlock. Maybe he picked up a bit of front wing damage and had to get it changed, possibly. But all of a sudden, not in a great spot here, and they've got traffic here, so it's not exactly going to be very easy to navigate for Grateful Dog. He's got some work cut out for him. He's got Mikey, Fire Strike, and Broadstar all in front as Mikey goes down the inside, and he's got that job done. Up into P10. This is very interesting stuff going on here, but Mahavir should be able to catch up to this pack pretty quickly. But all of a sudden, his lead has been disintegrated, and all the while they're losing big time to the leaders, who are going to get some good laps in. The longer Grateful Dog is stuck behind, they are going to lose time to the front, even though they are on new tyres, and it's getting really tight here. As Grateful Dog, I believe, is trying to pass an AI here, which is never an enjoyable task in a race, as Zonix takes the lead back. And all of a sudden, in the box seat of this race are Zonix, Danger, SNF Wolf. Danger on those hard tyres as well, has just kicked into gear. Ari Wedlock just went off the track there, as you saw, and has picked up a 3-second for it, and goes down the inside of Grateful Dog. Gets that job done now, in a very awkward spot here with 3 cars in front of him. Broadstar, Mikey, and Firestrike, and he muscles his way through, but it's a big snap for Ari Wedlock, and that really hurts. And now Mahavir does get past Grateful Dog. Still got some work to do, though. He might not even be in the provisional lead of the race anymore. We're going to check the gap to the leader. It's currently 17 seconds and climbing for Mahavir. So this could get a bit awkward here towards the end of the race, as Mahavir does make quick work of Mikey, and Grateful Dog wants to desperately hang on to the Williams here, so he's going to have to make this pass very quickly with the DRS open. And Mahavir now has Broadstar to contend with. Wasn't able to get past him on this attempt. Broadstar on some aging soft tyres, so the defence is probably going to be minimal here, as Grateful Dog does make his way through and does have DRS. Mahavir is practically pushing Broadstar on the track here. He doesn't want to get too close. This could get a bit hairy for him. Broadstar defends to the inside. He's trying to help out his teammate, who is a little bit further up the road, because this battle could be crucial. Look at Grateful Dog. Here we go. 3 wide into turn 1. Grateful Dog flies through on Mahavir and Broadstar. Broadstar was just not able to hang on there, and Mahavir does get through, but that's a big move by Grateful Dog to get that done. And all of a sudden, now he's in the box seat, new hard tyres, and ahead of Mahavir. And it's going to be really hard for Mahavir to break that DRS train. So, a really good opportunity now. All of a sudden, he's not the favourite to win this race. And this is a really good situation for the Haas drivers to be in, as we go up to the front of the field now to see what's going on. The top 3 have broken away. Guga's not far behind either. PS Bomber as well. The McLarens, suddenly, this race has really turned out to favour them, as we can head down to the main straight. Danger is in the lead. His hard tyres suddenly starting to kick into gear. And all of a sudden, this race has turned upside down, and there is plenty to play for as we go. Zonix, is he going to have a go here into turn 1? No, he's going to think better of it. SNF Wolf there as well. They know they're in a great position, these 3. So they're just going to play it nice and safe, as JD Juicebox makes a move on H. Mewburn. They're not doing too badly either. And Rhino is just been caught up to by Grateful Dog, and Mahavi is there as well. He wanted to have a look there, and this is where it gets really awkward for these two. When they have to pass drivers on older tyres, they're not going to be overly keen to let them through because they are still in points-paying positions. So this is really where it gets interesting. Com United, in the meantime, is coming to the pits. He's on 3-lap old hard tyres. He came in at the same time as Grateful Dog and Mahavir, and he's probably about 5 seconds up the road or behind them. So he's not looking too bad either. But now a little bit of free air for Grateful Dog and Mahavir for them to catch the guys up front. As you can see, the gap's still 16.4 seconds to the leader. So you'd expect them on new tyres to be making more of an improvement. So the guys up front will be very happy with what's going on here, as Ari Wedlock also has the fastest lap at the moment and is slowly catching up, but I believe he has 13 seconds worth of penalties, so he'll really want a safety car to come in so he can serve that. But in the meantime, Mahavir is about to make the move on Grateful Dog, who just got past him a couple laps ago. He's going to fend to the inside, but not much he can do there. Mahavir has some immense pace, and Ari Wedlock still can see both of them in his sights as he makes the move on Rhino, who's in P11 and having a decent outing so far, as Broadstar finally comes in to get those soft tyres replaced. But this is the important battle here. Can Grateful Dog hang on to this 1 second DRS gap with Mahavir? And it's going to be a very important lap for him, because Mahavir is going to be doing absolutely everything he can to pull away from him. And if Grateful Dog can't hang on, he might not be able to get back. But it looks like he is going to get a helping of DRS here. He's going to have to work hard because he is 8.5 tenths behind now. And it's really tight between these two. DRS open. And he's going to gain a little bit. And now, as we head towards the end of the lap, also Danger is almost pulling away from Sonics. In fact, he has broken DRS. So that's going to be an interesting fight as well. While Danger, with those hard tyres, is going to really start pumping in some good lap times. And Grateful Dog's done very well here to stay in the DRS zone, but they are coming up to JD Juicebox and H. Mewburn, which aren't going to be easy targets, as H. Mewburn does go around down the inside of JD Juicebox rather, and gets himself into P6. So now we wait and see what's going to happen here. When are the medium runners going to pit? If a safety car happens now, that would be the worst, absolute worst result for Mahavir and Grateful Dog. And they're really going to hope that doesn't happen. That VSC timing was really just caught them out. And yeah, it was pretty bad timing for them. They pretty much, as soon as they came in, it said that the VSC was going to end. So it just didn't really work out for them in the end. As in the meantime, SNF Wolf getting a good look at Sonics here, who's just fallen out of the DRS of Danger. And SNF Wolf thought better of a move there down the inside, but they don't want to let Danger go here. He's 1.3 seconds ahead of them. And now just passing a back marker, so he's going to get DRS as well, as SNF Wolf should be able to make this pass quite comfortably, and he does into P2. So this is going to be a very interesting equation now. Guga running in a race of his own at the moment. I'm not sure what happened to PS Bomber, but he's dropped off the pack quite significantly. This is where it gets interesting. Mahavir is going down the inside of both drivers, and he clears them both in one go. In the meantime, Grateful Dog not even close. So Mahavir has now put two cars in between them, and this is very crucial for him. He should be able to break the DRS gap now and go on his way. But still a very solid run here for Grateful Dog on lap 14. He's got to have his work cut out for him, trying to pass H. Mewburn. And he goes to the inside, the fresher tyres, the better grip, and he gets through, and JD Juicebox has run off the track there, and he's lost a place to H. Mewburn, so that helps Grateful Dog make his way through, and now it's 1.2 seconds the difference. So not too much damage done in the end, but it's just enough for Mahavir, who's about to catch up to the McLaren of PS Bomber, who's definitely not going to let up because his teammate's just up the road. And this is going to get a bit spicy now, I think. Apologies, everyone. I have a very blocked nose, so if I suddenly stop talking, that is going to be the reason why, as Guga has come into the pits. And Mahavir has now pumped in the fastest lap time of the race. And with a bit of clear air, really showing what he can do. But PS Bomber has stayed in front of him down this straight, and he is going to be fighting tooth and nail to keep that Williams behind, as Zonix would want him to. And there's a yellow in Sector 1, and it's Glow Sticks is out of the race. And it's down at turn 2 there, as Mahavir goes down the inside of PS Bomber, and he does get the job done. So PS Bomber, not much he can do about that. Is he going to send it down the inside? He is going to send it down the inside. He's going to make the Williams work for it. And that's a great pass there from the McLaren, really doing the job here for his team and trying to secure a podium for the first time this season. And he knows how important this battle is. Mahavir is absolutely desperate to get through, and he's got a good run here. I'm not sure if the McLaren's going to be able to stop him. Mahavir round the outside now. PS Bomber holding that inside line with everything he can. A good run here for Mahavir. He does get the job done, but this is a bit of an awkward spot though, because PS Bomber very close, and he will have DRS down this main straight. Can he do anything to fight him back? But it's been a very good run for Mahavir, so he's going to have to do very well. It's already 5 tenths the gap for PS Bomber, and I think he might just be a bit too far up the road. It was a really good defensive effort to hold him back for that long. Will that couple of seconds make a difference in the grand scheme of things? PS Bomber really close, but too far back on this occasion, as JD Juicebox and H. Mewburn both come into the pits to chuck on some brand new hard tyres, I presume. And yep, it will be for both of them. And now Grateful Dog attacking PS Bomber. PS Bomber doesn't fight that one as hard. So a really interesting picture here has been drawn for this race. Danger, Zonix and SNF Wolf are going to be on way fresher tyres when they re-enter the race. They'll be hoping for a safety car or a virtual to help stagger them a little bit. But even without one, it still could be quite close. Mahavir is gaining at a rate of knots though, already 9.7 seconds away from SNF Wolf and Zonix, who are battling hard at this stage. And in fact, it's getting very dark here in Spain. Very dark indeed, and I'm not sure if there's any people out there that have some insider info, but it does look like there is a bit of rain on the way, and it's gotten very dark very quickly. In fact, I think I might just be able to see a couple of raindrops on the visor. And this is really going to spice things up for this race, and it does explain why drivers have gone so long without pitting. It also explains why Danger started on the hard tyres, because you wouldn't really expect that strategy. But is there rain on the way? It's looking very likely at this stage. Clouds are getting very, very dark. So game on here if it is. In the meantime, Zonix and Wolf just hanging on to one another, but Danger has that 4-second buffer in a really good spot. Both the Haas drivers are at this stage, both on alternate strategies as well. And there's a yellow, there's an off, and it's the Mercedes of Firestrike. Not sure what's happened to him. Hopefully he's able to get going again shortly. And here we go, down the main straight, where Firestrike is at the moment. And yeah, he has been disqualified from the session as Ari Wedlock gets past PS Bomber. And now down the inside goes Zonix, gets the job done once again. And we can continue. Hopefully that car gets out the way. Oh my goodness. That was extremely close. Hopefully that car can disappear off the track very shortly, as Mahavir is about to come up to it. Yep, should be all good now, hopefully. As Com United and PS Bomber having a battle now. Com United gets through PS Bomber on those much older medium tyres. And the question still remains, is there rain? Because it's still looking quite dark here. Top 3 are still stayed out. They've stayed out for over half the race distance here. So they'll be hoping the rain strikes quite soon, as Mahavir is closing as well. Only 5.5 seconds the difference. The chase is on here in ORL round 3 at the Spanish Grand Prix. And how good is this to watch? It's really cat and mouse. The championship leader chasing down his rivals from a long way back, while they are still battling it out here for a podium position. As JD Juicebox picks up, I believe that's another 3-second penalty there. He's down in P12. Mickey with a good recovery drive at the moment as well. Up into P11. He'll be looking to register a few points here this afternoon. And you got the Googers on new tyres as well, so he's pitted recently. He'll be looking to chase down a few of these drivers. Mahavir as well on a charge. He's gained another second to Zonix and SNF Wolf. But in the meantime, Danger's having a really leisurely run up front here. 6 seconds is the gap. So Zonix and Wolf pretty much the only battle going on track at the moment. The battle for P2 at this stage. As Zonix now lining up yet another move on the RB. A very good battle, a good Tier 2 battle from last season. Sorry, Zonix was Tier 1 last season. A good Tier 2 battle from a couple seasons ago. Zonix and SNF Wolf. So good to see them battling on track once again. And Wolf still staying close, and there's some raindrop. For the first time this race, we can report some raindrops on the screen, and PS Bomber coming into the pits. Is that for Inters? I think it might be a bit early. You've got to wait for the rain to settle in a little bit. Is he going for the early gamble? Yes, he is. So the Inters coming on that McLaren, and this is where it starts to spice up. Mahavir has gotten to 3 seconds the gap. So he hasn't really lost out too much. He did start the race on pole. Now, is it going to be this lap or next lap? Broadstars bites the bullet as well. So does Rhino. So they're all on the Inters. The big question is who's going to make the correct call here. What's Danger doing? Danger's pulling straight into the pits. He's saying, "I've had enough of these hard tyres. Get me a set of Inters." And now here we go, Zonix and Wolf. Are they both going to come in? Zonix does. Wolf doesn't. So who is going to be right here? Mahavir stays out too. So it's a 2 versus 2 here, really. Who's correct? Is it Wolf and Mahavir, or is it Danger and Zonix? Was it a little bit too early? Grateful Dog stays out as well, as does Ari Wedlock. Com United comes in, though. Guga's going to stay at another lap. He's got some fresher tyres. It's not going to hurt him as much. Com United's actually retired from the race. I'm not sure where that's happened. But Kuistra is staying out as well. And Keithy has retired too. So a couple of retirements here. But quite a few drivers staying out. So I think it's about half and half at this stage. And the rain hasn't increased that much. It's still pretty steady. So was it the right call to stay out here? As Broadstar picking up another penalty. Mahavir closing in. DRS is still enabled, I believe. It's 1.2 seconds. And here we go, very close. Mahavir is now in DRS range of SNF Wolf. We've only got 15 runners left. There's Com United and Keithy, the latest to go here. But the rain still isn't that bad. Are they going to pit on this lap? As Zonix now gets a penalty. No, they're going to stay out again. So I think the Inters might have been too early. The Inters may have been too early to call. And Ari Wedlock and Grateful Dog are staying out. And Mahavir now back in the lead of this race for the first time this afternoon. Or the second time this afternoon, I should say. SNF Wolf sitting comfortably in P2. The rain is here. And it's increasing ever so slightly. But it's just not enough for the Inters at the moment. So I'm wondering whether this was a mistake. What's the gap? What is the gap? It is 13 seconds to the leader for Danger. So very, very tight here. Is he gaining time on Mahavir? Shit, it's ever so close here. This is a great battle. As SNF Wolf off onto the gravel. The first signs of weather affecting the drivers here. And Mahavir now pulling out to 1.7 seconds. But the rain is ever increasing. Are they going to come in this lap? It looks like they're still running all right. But it is just getting a little bit damp. What's Mahavir going to do? Stay out again. Wolf does not. He comes in. Grateful Dog stays out another lap. Wedlock stays out, but Wolf has made that decision. We'll see how much time he's gained here and where he comes out relative to Zonix, because he was the man he was with. So here we go, onto the intermediates. Where is Zonix on the track? He's coming around the final corner. Gee, it's going to be tight. It looks like SNF Wolf's got him, though. And he has by about a second and a half. So not that much difference between staying out and intermediates at this stage. Let's see how Mahavir will go on board with him here. He's got 10 laps to go. Is he able to hang on? Is the rain clearing up maybe? Is that why a couple of drivers have decided to stay out this long? But, oh, it's slippery. It's very slippery for Mahavir. Has he lost time? It's 16 seconds. He actually might have gained a bit of time, but all of a sudden it's looking very slippery for the Williams. Is he going to be able to keep going like this? He is. He's going to stay out again. Grateful Dog, what's he going to do in P2? They're all staying out the front three, I believe. Yes, they are. Big decisions here. And the rain's still falling. It's just light, though. It's not really too heavy. And there's still 6 drivers out there on the dry tyres. As here we go, SNF Wolf makes the move on Zonix. Those fresher intermediate tyres are doing the job. And SNF Wolf up into P6. But is this rain clearing up? It's not getting any heavier, that's for sure. So who's made the right call? This is very interesting to see now. Mikey's coming to the pits. I don't believe DRS is disabled. I believe it's still on. So the rain hasn't gotten heavy enough for the stewards to make that call. And the gap is about the same from Mahavir and Danger as it was last lap. He's definitely going to come out ahead of Wolf and Zonix with a pit stop. But Danger will come out in the lead of this race should Mahavir pit now. But it's the conditions just aren't that bad. This is a real interesting one. The rain looks actually a bit heavier on the start of the track, and we can see a bit of sun peeking through now. So is that signs of the rain clearing up? Gee, this is really interesting. Mahavir's sliding around, but he has increased his gap to Danger on the intermediate tyres on this lap. So was the call to go on the inters a mistake? Was it premature as SNF Wolf passes Onyx again? As I said, it just looks heavier on this part of the track, but once you get over here, as Mahavir a little bit of a slide now, it looks heavier on some parts of the track, but lighter on others. Just wondering, when is it going to get too wet for him? Really such an engaging battle here. There's a yellow, someone's gone off. It's a Aston Martin, a Broadstar. And that's right where Mahavir is on the track. He's about to get lapped here, I believe. So, Mahavir, Grateful Dog, Ari Wedlock, Guga, Mickey and Mewburn are the ones that have taken the risk and stayed out, and has it paid off big time for them here. There's another big slide for Mahavir. Grateful Dog has dropped time. He's about 7 seconds behind. He is probably going to come out with the likes of Wolf and Zonix should he pit. Then you got Ari Wedlock. We'll just have a look at the penalty situation quickly there. So 13 seconds for him. And then 3 seconds for Danger. Danger's just picked up a 3 second actually pretty recently. So that's going to be really costly. Guga's also got 3. And then Zonix also. And then down Juice Box, PS Bomber 6 and 3, and then Rhino and Broadstar having a bit of a fight here. Rhino with a bit of end plate damage there has just been able to make his way past Broadstar. He's clearly struggling on those intermediate tyres. And I believe they've got maybe just behind them, and Broadstar with a big snap and round. Hopefully hasn't picked up damage there. Really struggling in these wet conditions. Who's that? That's Grateful Dog into the pits. So another driver to come in. Mahavi is in too. So finally, the leaders all come in at the same time. And Danger is going to come down the main straight. Where's Mahavi going to come out? Danger takes the lead, but with a 3-second penalty. So what's the gap going to be here? Mahavi out on the track now. There's a yellow. It's Broadstar again. Mahavi is 4.8 behind Danger. He needs to gain 2 seconds on him. And he's got far fresher tyres, so he's going to do it comfortably. So I think Mahavi is in the box seat. Where have the others come out? Guga's come out onto mediums. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or not by Guga. If it wasn't, that's an interesting choice. Mickey's now coming to the pits too. As Grateful Dog, a huge slide from Zonix there, coming into that corner. And Grateful Dog's all over him. SNF Wolf has gotten away from Zonix, so a real struggle in the last couple of laps for him. Here we go, Grateful Dog gaining on Zonix to get P4. He does get it down the inside. And the Haas driver, Zonix is coming back at him though. Sweeps through, and Grateful Dog has got that job done. He's going to be chasing after a podium here late. Mahavi now 2.5 seconds, so already within Danger's penalty gap. Would have been a lot more interesting if Danger didn't have a 3-second, but it looks like Mahavi is going to be able to run away with this one unless there is a late twist. As Broadstar pits for some soft tyres. Guga, I wonder how he's going on those mediums. As I said, the rain's still not that bad, so maybe he thought a fresh set of mediums could do the job. But he's starting to get chased down by the Sauber behind him. As we look back to this battle up front. Grateful Dog trying to sneak on the podium here. This could be a Haas double podium again here. And if they do get it, they will take the lead in the Constructors' Championship. After the Ferrari double DNF we've seen. And that's a big moment from Danger. 7-lap-old Inter starting to catch up to him here. And I think he'll be happy to take a P2. And yeah, a bit of a snap there. And here goes Mahavi into the lead of the race. And a long run is complete. A lot of chasing for Mahavi to do. Started on pole all the way down into the P4 for quite a period of time there. But he's done the work and he's found his way back up into P1. So really good drive there for Mahavi as Danger's had a moment. Once again, really struggling. In the meantime, the battle for the final podium place is going to be the one to watch between Grateful Dog and SNF Wolf. SNF Wolf going to be defending his absolute heart out here to try and hang on to this position as Jada Juicebox has had to come into the pits. And there's a virtual safety car. Not sure how it was caused. But no full safety car, so the field will not be bunched up. But a good time for Jada Juicebox to hop into the pits. He won't lose too much time. He gets that front wing changed. And PS Bombers decided to quickly come in as well and slap some new inters on. In the meantime, Mickey has gone up to the points positions. And as I say that, he's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under virtual safety car. And that is just really, really poor timing. And it looks like Mikey's going to be able to get a point here on debut if things are as they stand. In the meantime, here we go. Grateful Dog has made that move on SNF Wolf down the main straight. And job done for Grateful Dog. And this should be how the podium finishes, barring any miracles. But it's going to be a double Haas podium here. It's been an incredible drive from Grateful Dog as well. Worked extremely hard all race long. Now the question is, can Danger hold it together? Who's going to finish second here? Could Grateful Dog snag another place, even off his teammate who's reserving for Clammy Kid? Would be interesting to see how he would have gone tonight. Yeah, but Zonic's looking pretty solid in P5 as well. And Guga there, trying to hang on to P6 desperately as we see the penalties. Ari Wedlock got that 10-second remove, so he's been freed up. And this is also a battle for position. Him versus Guga. Guga is on slick tyres versus Ari Wedlock on the inters. And the track's just getting progressively more wet here, so it's going to help those intermediate runners. The DRS is still on, though, as SNF Wolf now picks up a 3-second. And down the inside goes Ari Wedlock on Guga, trying to hold it. And he's still there, still hanging in there is the Aston Martin. But not much he could do about that. And there's a yellow. What's happened here? Oh, a massive slide for Danger. And that is a huge moment. He's got a puncture. Danger's got a puncture here. I'm not sure how that's happened. But he has gotten a puncture at turn 1. And he's going to have to... He is not going to make it back. As Mahavir picks up a 3-second, but that's not going to matter. But that is a huge moment. The man in P2 has punctured his left rear tyre. And I have not seen that in a league race in ages. I haven't seen it on this game. I don't know how he's done that. But that is unbelievable. And he's going to have to roll back to the pits. And what's happened to Zonix? Zonix has got a problem. Zonix has got a puncture as well. What is going on? Zonix and Danger. Danger's retired. Zonix has a puncture also. What is going on here? 2 punctures in the same lap. Is it something to do with the intermediates? Can they just not go 10 laps? Zonix is spun. He's stuck. He's going to get hit. Oh my goodness. This is bizarre. And now he's beached. Zonix might be able to get out. He's going to DNF. This is unbelievable. I actually cannot believe what we've seen. Zonix is now out, as is Danger. P2 and P5 in this race are gone from a puncture. And so those inters were 10 laps old. SNF Wolf tyres were 9 laps old. Does that mean he's about to get one as well? What is going on? PS Bomber has a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Mickey's now coming into the pits. This is absolutely wild. I've never seen anything like this. Ari Wedlock and Guga battling it out. Guga trying to get through. This is a battle for P4 now. So Mickey's going to pit and he's going to come out. He's come out in P9. JD Juicebox P10. And now Mahavir started the final lap of this race. 2 intermediate tyre runners have gotten punctures. Is anything like this going to happen? SNF Wolf I'm worried about, because they were both 10-lap old inters. He's about to start his 10th lap on these tyres. He looks home for a podium place at this stage. He's got to be very careful. Absolutely incredible scenes here at the Spanish Grand Prix. I've never seen this happen in a league race before. 2 punctures on the 3rd last lap of the race. The inters weren't even that old. I'm not sure how that's happened. But SNF Wolf will be taking this lap very carefully, I assume. As will Mahavir, as will Grateful Dog. But that is big points lost for McLaren and for Haas. McLaren had a great chance to catch up in the standings, but it's just not going to happen after a bizarre, unbelievable incident. But in the meantime, despite all the drama, all the controversy, one man has steered clear of all that drama and a big slide into the final quarter. It was pole to first, but it was a lot more complicated than that. Mahavir crosses the line and takes the Spanish Grand Prix, and what a result it is for the Williams driver. On paper, it looked simple. It was nothing but. What a race. And it's Grateful Dog coming home in P2. That's a cracking drive from the Haas driver. And then SNF Wolf has managed to trundle his way to the line. He's avoided the 10-lap curse, and he's crossed the line, and he's taken the podium. Ari Wedlock will take a P4 from where he was. And then Guga, who didn't go on the inters, risked it on the mediums, and he's done a good job. He's finished P5, another good points haul for the Aston Martin. Coista and Mewburn fighting it out to the end. Mewburn on the hard tyres still. An incredible effort. H. Mewburn's going to finish P6, Coista P7. They both won't have any issues with that. And then it's going to be Rapid Mickey leading the way in P8 over JD Juicebox and Mikey. And they will round out the points places. What a wild race this was. And Mahavir has avoided all the issues, and he's taken home a very good win. What a result that was. So Mahavir on the top step for the first time this season, actually. He got a P2 last week. Wasn't able to beat Gregory Prisbille, but this time no issues. And has taken his first win and extends that championship lead. But a great result for Grateful Dog as well. And SNF Wolf finishing on the podium. Will be very pumped with that. And only 12 finishes, some big talking points, and there'll be plenty to be discussed after this race. What about those punctures from Zonix and Danger? An incredible race from Mikey as well, who's come from 19th all the way to P9, joined the lobby late. So kudos to you, Mikey, in your first race. Well done, mate. But the focus is going to be what happened there in the rain. Unbelievable scenes. Thank you all for tuning in. Mahavir takes the win, and it's becoming a pretty familiar sight in ORL. Mahavir getting the job done. And that is all for ORL Round 3. Thank you all for joining us. I've been your host, JMan075. Hopefully you've all enjoyed the spectacle, and we will catch you same time next Sunday for Round 4.